Yo, 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 Nabil, Els, anyone else that's currently tuned in, welcome to some SimRail. Elzino, where you been, bro? Everyone's been asking about you, like, yo, where's Els? Where's Els? Where's Els? Ain't seen Els in a minute. Where's he gone?
Okay, Garmin, Video speichern.
Thank you, man. What are you saying, bro?
You can't give us, some financial support. Okay, okay, please give us a credit. And
Did you send me on Discord what I think you sent me about the devlogs? Yes, yeah, you did. I read it, and I was like, okay, it's gonna go one of two ways. Either they're actually gonna be on point from now on, and pattern up, do what they've needed to be, you know, do what should have been done a while ago, or they're putting sugar on basically saying, yeah, we're done, you know? Yeah, exactly, bro. You know, so yeah, man, I'm bearing that in mind. I'm bearing that in mind. I realize we keep doing freight services. there's a lot of freight services. I was looking through the list at all the trains that are spawning. Even now, there's a lot of freight going on. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm indifferent. I can do freight. I can do... You know what I think I've never done? Or maybe I've done it once. No, I think I've never done those ECS moves with the elf. Ever. If I have, I definitely can't recall. But I don't think I've ever done them. Let's disable autopilot. Give me my controls. How do I usually set up the dragon? I know I do my cruise control stuff, obviously. Like, duh. It's a train. It's me that's driving it. There's going to be some cruise control involved. But what else is there involved? Oh, snap. Didn't mean to do that. What's the thing? 70. 70, 70, 70. And I don't touch anything else, do I? There's not really too much to do when it comes to these services, especially in the daytime. Like in the evening, I could turn on the nice lighting and it looks all nice. If it's a passenger service, obviously I'd manage the lighting and the heating and stuff like that. But with these ones, it's sort of just pretty straightforward, really. Kind of just do your thing, don't you? So I'm gonna press that. Slow down to 40 soon. Yeah, like what we saw yesterday. I mean, it's not a great example, is it, of like an efficient railway system. There's just no way, man. There's absolutely no way. What are we hauling, by the way? I haven't got a clue. Oh, nothing. Just straight up nothing. That's all. That's cool. That's all cool, man. That's all good. I don't know if I'm gonna slow down in time. I think I should do. Are we swapping to train channel 2, or is that only on the left track? Okay. I think we might already be on channel 2. Nah, not a great example for efficiency at all. At all. Oh, I considered, or I'm considering, for next week or maybe some point in the future, let me fix up my microphone. For next week or some point in the future, to do, I don't know whether it would be for a week, I don't know whether it would be for one day in the week, but on Stream Elements there are like tons of like partnerships that like games have with content creators, and a lot of them have like, there'll be like a base pay just for playing the game, or playing the game for a certain amount of time, and then obviously more when like players use your, or people use your link to sign up to the game. And I was thinking about it in terms of, one, in terms of, well, obviously income, and two, you never know where like a gem might be hiding. End up playing a game just to try it out, and it ends up being actually super fun and engaging. So I was going through them. There are some interesting ones. There are a bunch of mobile ones that I don't think I'm going to do. But I think they're worth looking into. There are some actually Roblox ones, but I keep forgetting about them whenever I play Roblox. And to be honest, at this point, who hasn't made a Roblox account? But yeah, I think it's definitely worth looking into. I was gonna get the map open on my phone, but I've got my tablet here today, so I think I'm just gonna use that. Can help us figure out why we're coming to a stop here as well. By the way, Nabil, I've cancelled my my Citroen Berlingo order. Definitely for the better. SimRail map. Bro, the PL one is so rubbish, man. It's honestly so rubbish. We are, what, 422 something, isn't it? It's not on the radio. Because... Give me 1 second. 422046. Okay, there's a bot here. It honestly doesn't make much sense. It doesn't make much sense. Because the cost of it is quite expensive. Oh no. I didn't say anything about that. But basically the car itself would have cost almost £500 a month. And cool, you get a brand new car. Insurance is included, maintenance is included, servicing is included. Cool. That's all. That's sweet that you get all of that in one package. So it's just that payment you need to be concerned about, but it's every month. And it's almost £500. Or I can get a used car. Now, yes, pretty heavily used, but nonetheless used. For around, you know, let's say like £1,000, maybe a little bit more, a little bit under. But I can get a 7-seat of, you know, petrol powered for just around £1,000. One-off payment. Obviously, servicing and stuff it will come as it comes, but one-off payment for the car. And then I was looking at insurance as well, and insurance is very, very affordable, like £60-70 a month, around that ballpark. Very affordable, and I think that makes so much more sense than paying almost £500 a month. And in terms of like range, the Citroen had like, well, it's advertised with a 200, I think it's 200 and either 206 miles or 211 miles. But from like all the reviews that I've seen, it's more like the high hundreds, so maybe 180, 190, something like that. Best case scenario. Whereas with a petrol car,
Okay, Garmin.
it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles, you know? So, you know, it just makes so much more sense to do it that way. And when it comes to buying the car, I just go on the day, buy it, bring it home. Whereas with the Citroen, I was gonna have to wait months for it to be built and then delivered. And a lot of those 7-seaters that I just had a quick look today, just to kind of see the market, see the prices, stuff like that. Just having a quick look, almost every single car I saw, I would prefer driving than the Citroen. So, you know, there is that as well. Yeah, hopefully soon, Els. Hopefully soon. I had an initial plan, but it's changed now. That's that CFL though. Brother, don't forget I'm working 15 hours a week. No, that was what I was looking at, Nabil, used cars. Bro, and on what planet are you going to get a brand new 7-seater for £1,000? Hello, Mark. How you doing? If I was on a full-time salary, Els, yeah, I'd be good, bro. Then we could start talking about TFL, though. That's good to hear, Mark. Yeah, exactly, Nabil. No, I'm talking used, bro. Heavily used, you know, heavily used, but you get what you pay for. Obviously, when the time comes to actually go and like do it, I'll be like studying the cars and seeing, okay, this one's at this mileage, doing a bit of research, you know, at what mileage does this car start to kind of like, you know, fall apart. What are the problems that usually occur with this car, and all of those things. Just do my due diligence, you know, not end up spending money on a car and then regretting it instantly, or having it give me a bunch of problems. Playing British Railway, driving a 755. Nice one, Mark. How's it going? You managing to stick to the scheduled time? The new RS5? No, I haven't, Els. Give us some pictures on the Discord. I'm not gonna lie. I think with the Audi RSs, as it was like in the last couple of years, I haven't really been feeling them the same. Like, I much prefer, if I was gonna buy an RS, it would definitely be from like, honestly, probably pre-2020, man. If not like early 2020s, then pre-2020. I think the design, and not to mention obviously the sound due to regulations, started going downhill around then. 7.5 is like a jet. What, as in it's really quick? Nabil, no matter how used that car is, I'm not going to get it for £1,000, man. That car's too nice, bro. That car's too nice, man. I would love to. Don't get me wrong. I would love to. But unless... Even for like spares or repairs, or like part exchange, like even if the car is basically not even like roadworthy, I don't think I'd be able to get my hands on one for £1,000. This is so much more refined than a Class 66, you know. Like it just feels like I'm driving a just like a passenger train. Unbelievable that with this I can go 100 kilometers an hour, and with that passenger service I could only go 80. Polish Railway is so funny, man. It's just vibes. Everything is vibes. We are going to get a restart in 9 minutes or so. Just a heads up. Speeds up so fast. Well, then it would be quite difficult to be late, isn't it? So now you don't have an excuse. Thank you, Els. I'll check it now. 5 days. Nice one, Mark. Thank you very much, mate, for your efforts and your loyalty. Appreciate you. Ugh. What the hell is that rear? I saw the front and I was like, okay. And then I swiped, bro. What the hell? I think it's got 2 big breasts at the back. That's what the exhaust pipes look like. What the hell? Ugh. Yeah, I forwarded it to you, Nabil. That is nutty. That is clapped, bro. The front of it, the side is looking like it's looking promising. It was looking super promising. The back, oh my days. What are we doing here, bro? I didn't watch the East Coast Way remaster, no, Mark, no. However, as of today, I don't need to. But I will be watching it while I'm at work tonight anyway, so I can get some information that might be helpful when I'm making my content. Bro, 2 big, ugly, blood clot boobs on the back of the car. I've never seen anything like it in my life. No, no one else, but those are very interesting looking ones, you know? Where did it all go wrong with Audi, man? It's this need to keep changing and changing and changing, whereby, like, even from when I was young, I never understood the necessity to keep physically changing cars, bro. Like, I don't get it. It used to be subtle. Like, let's take the RS3 or the A3 or the S3 or the 3 of like the 2000s. It had that general nice little shape to it, and they only made like subtle changes year on year. And then I think in the 2010s they facelifted it, and the lights changed, some body parts changed, was a little bit more aggressive, and then they went on this run of just changing it consistently, and now it looks trash. I mean, it doesn't look trash. It doesn't look trash, but it doesn't need to be as different as they keep making it. I just don't understand why they feel the need to do that, man. Bro, did you not say yourself that Audi shitted, Els? Does that not imply that, like, they flopped? And now you're saying that you're feeling it. What side of the fence are you on? I've never heard shitted used like that, bro. Jordy Lion, how you doing? I didn't end up watching the preview stream, no, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I have access already to the whole thing. So like I was playing it a little bit earlier. Just did like a short half an hour service. But the thing with me is I don't really like. I don't like go and do research on these things in my free time and watch documentaries on these things. So my only real source of information are you guys, the forums, these streams. So in order for me to like make content, I need to like get my information from somewhere. So I'm just gonna watch it tonight while I'm at work. They got the prices wrong and the lady was hella distracted. Really? What, the lady as in Harry? Was it Harry there? I saw on the DTG Discord earlier today she was thanking Candice for removing some comments about her. I was thinking that's a bit of an interesting thing to say publicly. But I didn't really like have any context. Drake shit, bro. Els, nah, G. This ain't. Nah, bro. Like, the only time shit is used positively is when someone says, like, oh yeah, this is the shit. Oh yeah, this one. Oh yeah, they went hard as shit. But they shitted. There's no way that. Listen, I ain't got brethren that I chill with, yeah. It's just me, myself, and my wife. But, so I'm not really up to date with like the current slang. However, surely not. You know? Surely not. in the suburbs. I wish, bro. Sometimes I wish, man. She was just yapping, so annoying. I mean, from the what stream was it? One of the recent streams that I watched with her. It seems like her purpose is to entertain, not really add to the stream in terms of like the information, but rather just to kind of keep the vibes up while Matt or anyone else kind of focuses on the details and like what the stream is actually about. I think some would like that, some won't, naturally. I don't know a date. No, Mark. Has there not been a date publicly? Okay, I do know a date, but I don't know if it's I don't know if it's made public or not. So I'm not going to mention it. No, Jordy, that's completely understandable, mate. And I think when we're talking about, by default, when we're talking about a train sim, it's quite a nerdy, serious thing, right? Like train simming. But it's very obvious that for many years now, Dovetail are catering to younger kids. And I think this is just part of that. You look at a Just Train stream, or you look at an Alan Thompson stream, and it's very mature in its entire aspects. You don't get any silliness or childish kind of like behavior or sayings in any way. It's all very mature from beginning to end. Whereas obviously Dovetail are trying to appeal to, you know, I mean, heavy presence on Discord. Oh, nice. What was that train number again? The 4220 something. 42206 something. And I have the map in that general area, so when the trains respawn, I can find it again. I think it was 422064 or 065, something along those lines. Bristol, thank God this is over. We're about to get right back into it, boss. Don't get too excited. All you heard was Tuesday. Okay. If it was a Let's Play stream, yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, but what is the main demographic though, Jordy? Like realistically, it's not. You know, maybe during the TSW2 era, we could say the demographic was mature. Were people who were, you know, serious about train simming and driving trains and being knowledgeable and informative about trains. But you look at just sort of how everything's been done over the last few years, and it's quite obvious that they've sort of diverted away from that quite hard. It's more of a game than a sim. Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you have things like collectibles, and you're running around collecting goblins, or you're running around shooting cannons on platforms, it's very clear where the direction of the game sort of is aimed at. Not to say you can't have fun aspects in a sim, but when you look at, let's say, sims that are sort of have earned their titles, right? You look at OMSI 2, for example. OMSI 2 is all about business. It's all about business. Hello, Perfect Woo. Hello, Simon, as well. Good afternoon. You look at OMSI, you look at... I mean, Flight Sim's debatable, right? Because it's fairly serious, but then you've got, like, Mission Impossible alien vehicles and whatnot. So Flight Sim's an interesting one. We look at something like Zusi, OMSI, and they're just straight to business. There's no fun, like woohoo kind of like aspects about them. Main difference of DTG is that they have people who aren't Rail fans on stream, not just Harry, but JD and that other young bloke whose name escapes me. Not talking about Jamie, are you? I think Jamie seems quite young. Right, we're back. But that is one aspect. That's definitely one aspect, because when like people who I've completely lost my train. I'm in the general area. Boys, what was my train? Ah, got it. Yeah, you look at, for example, the streams when... Okay, I think the most recent example was the Morristown line stream. What made that stream so good was the knowledge that the people on there had. The knowledge about the signaling systems, the knowledge about the routes, about the OHLE, and, you know, all sorts of other facts that added value to that stream and to the topic of that stream. There are people who've got into the game because they work on it for 5 bucks. Yeah, I think that's fair. I know. I mentioned MSFS Nabil specifically. I didn't mention any of the other ones. The posh guy, I haven't got a clue. Yeah, I was gonna say Jamie seems, especially when it comes to like Steam locos, he seems quite. Well, I mean, I think it's fair to say he is very passionate about it all. Oh, come on. Sam was very knowledgeable about trains. Yeah, he was a great addition. Yeah, I think when it came to Sam, undoubtedly his honesty was what stuck out, and especially in the face of when problems would be ignored. Like, you know, when you see something that's blatantly wrong on stream, and then the presenters would usually sort of just gloss over it like it's no big deal, even if all the comments in the chat are like, what the hell was that, or why did that happen? And he would always raise those points. So yeah, he was a great addition, man. And you do make a good point. Yeah, you don't necessarily need to be super knowledgeable on the content. It helps a lot, obviously, but you can add value without being super knowledgeable. A bit more. When you say a bit more accessible, Simon, let's say on the topic of collectibles that I used, how does that make it more accessible? Because I think you'd be surprised how many young people play something like OMSI and games like Zusi. There's a lot of young OMSI fans who their passion is buses. They want to drive buses, they want to hear the sounds, they want to experience driving them, they want to emulate routes or the buses that they see or travel on every day. So OMSI doesn't need to, you know, using OMSI as just one example, it doesn't need to now become less to attract that sort of audience. To be fair, Jordy, unfortunately, it's been an issue for a while. You'd think when something occurs and the feedback for that thing is negative, you think maybe there'd be some changes in that area. And it's just a shame that Dovetail seem so stubborn in all areas, whether it's to do with the streams, whether it's to do with the presenters, whether it's to do with the content, whether it's to do with fixing what needs to be fixed. They do seem to be fairly stubborn and headstrong in their own sort of decisions. And of course, they absolutely have a right, you know, to be. I mean, it is their game ultimately, but it is quite warm when a studio or a set of developers can not necessarily, I want to say be one, but that's not really what I'm trying to say. But just have a good relationship, like a solid relationship with their community. And they do a good enough job of just like being active on the forums, active on Discord, replying, doing the Q&As and stuff. Like it's like they're doing half the job, but that's it. They are relevant to the game though, Simon. That's the thing. When I'm passing through stations, and this has been an annoyance for me since I started playing, when I'm passing through stations, whether it's driving a train, whether it's just on foot, and there's empty posters and map sort of boards, map displays, because they're collectibles, and not necessarily collectibles, but no, they're part of the collectibles, right? That hurts my immersion quite a lot. That's like there are certain things that when things are being gamified, they shouldn't be touched, and anything on a platform, in my opinion, should not be part of that. If you're seeing, for example, on the Cardiff route, one of the collectibles is that cushion with that Welsh spoon, whatever it's called, on it. I don't want to see that. It's not something you'd see in reality. So and it's directly harming my immersion. Have that in the training center. Have a dedicated maybe map for it, or maybe on every route have like a hidden area away from the tracks where you can play those sort of games, but don't have it right bang on in the middle of what should be a fairly serious thing, right? Or like having goblins on the side of the tracks on the suffragette line. It's just a bit, I understand it's the appeal for it is there for kids and stuff like that. That's good for them, but in terms of the game as a whole, you're definitely making it a lot less of a serious thing, which I think the devs themselves are happy to kind of say. And that's CSW accessible, you can drive trays at different levels of difficulty. Yeah, I don't have any issue with that. I don't have any issue with like the safety systems being off by default, for example. It would be nice to have a setting to have them on by default, or like the HUD elements, stuff like that. I don't have any issue with that at all, but it's more these things specifically that I'm mentioning that like sort of really gamify the sim for me. Jordy, you say that Dovetail themselves were better before Focus. Can you give me some examples on how? Oh no, Simon, I hear that absolutely. And realistically, if we're being honest, the only time you're ever going to need to cold start a train would be if you're getting it from a depot. 9 times out of 10, you're starting a service that's already on a station, and realistically all you would need to do would be master key and put it into forward and stuff like that, and also turn off the DRA. Aside from that, it would be pretty straightforward. And the ratio between regular services and depot moves, I think, as it is, it would be completely fine even if that was the situation. And on top of that, I don't think cold starting would ever be an issue if the tutorials actually did their job and actually taught you the things that you needed to know about all the trades, instead of just go forward, open the doors. Coasting is an efficient method. You know, if there's a bit more effort, like the training modules for the class 805 were fantastic, very detailed, actually helpful, taught you everything that you would need to know for the scenarios and the services that you know that came with the DLC. That should be the bare minimum, in my opinion. Matt doesn't seem as interested as before, making a lot of mistakes during streams now. I think he loves the game as well. He loves the future of it. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I think he's in a fairly tough position, to be honest, because a lot of the decisions that have been made in recent years that haven't really been favorable to customers like us. DLC coming out rushed, time not being spent on fixing the core and bugs, has been down to pressure from above. And so in that situation, I mean, what can you... Backs against the wall a little bit. No, it shouldn't go 120. You know, Bill? It's trying its best. You know what? Let me even max out the power. It's trying its best, bro. That's all that matters. Quality of routes is a lot better. We've got less routes, but the quality of routes sometimes it is now. I mean... Rapid transit was a bit of a disaster. It was definitely nice getting like a new train or two new trains a lot of times when new routes were made. However, when you go back a little bit further before TSW at all to Train Sim Classic, and you look at the content, you look at Dovetail's content there and the DLCs there, and how content was treated, you'll see that the problems that we see today, a lot of them have been ongoing for decades. No, I've seen a blank poster on a station, Simon, but I see them very, very, very rarely. Very rarely. There should absolutely be an option to just like tick them as completed or something of the sort. That it's an immersion breaker for me. I don't think anything that's on stations or on the trains themselves should be messed with for the sake of fun. Blank posters everywhere. I guess that comes down maybe to the stations you use often, or that you go past often. I certainly don't. It's not rare for me. It's rare for me to see an empty poster at a station. And ultimately, whether it happens often in reality or not, it's not like an intended thing in reality for there to not be posters. It actually goes against a lot of the guidelines of the advertisers. And so even if that was the case in reality, unless it's a feature in the game, which it obviously is not, it shouldn't be in the game. Yeah, I do feel like Matt is stuck between a rock and a hard place, Jordy. Yeah. Can only go for what you've played. Yeah, no, that's valid. That's valid. But you know, yeah, because I used to say the same for years actually, and then in recent years I started playing Train Sim Classic and started seeing the shortfalls of a lot of the content there, and it's the same patterns that we see today. It was very interesting, let's say. I've lost my train on here. Why am I not following it? When the posters are collectible, you blank at every station along the stop, which is not realistic. Yeah, yeah. It's just too. It's too much. It's not like it's one. Or like one or two along the route. It's yeah, as Nabil said, almost at every station, if not every station, depending on the route. I do wonder, Jordy, if that was just a coincidence, because it does definitely seem that way. I just wonder if it's a coincidence, because I think it was before the Focus takeover, for example, that the preservation team was scrapped. I'm happy to be corrected on that, but that was, in my opinion, a huge mistake. I think that was the beginning of the end. You think that's a benefit, Simon? Hard disagree, man. Hard disagree. We'll get less detailed worlds. What do you mean? What's the correlation? I think it would be reasonable to assume that Focus have set, not necessarily a harsh, maybe strict expectations in terms of the numbers on the finance Excel spreadsheet every April. However, the annoyance is, and it's not an annoyance for DCG, but it's definitely an annoyance for me, is that whether we like it or not, whether we like how things are going, whether we like how things are being done, year on year, profit is going up. So, you know, we can sit and run and get upset and get angry, but they're a business, and what they're doing is ticking the boxes that they need ticked. And I don't know about you, but if I was running a business and the way I was doing it was gaining me more and more profit year on year, I wouldn't really see a need to change anything. You just told me the correlation. If no one's, I don't quite understand though. So if they're not doing the blank posters everywhere, we'll get less detailed worlds. I don't quite understand. Jordy, I've been saying that I've been saying that there's going to be a breaking point for a while now. However, the longer I wait for that breaking point to manifest itself, I think the less I believe that. Like, how many upsets have we had? How many uproars have we had since, let's say, Focus took over? Let's use that as like a milestone of some sort. And they're still just, financially speaking, killing it. You know, it's like, okay, is this actually ever going to happen? And one does wonder, what will it take for that to happen? Is it competition? Is it that eventually players will reach a breaking point and just be like too fed up to bother anymore? I don't know. The issue is, in terms of a train game, nothing else comes close to what Dovetail does. You know, this is a more realistic sim. However, it's super limited, right? So you've only got one country in it, and about like a 10th, if that, of the trains that TSW has. TSC, I mean, it has its pros, but obviously there's no 24-hour timetable. Graphics are worse. You know, Derail Valley, you know, it's a popular one again, but it's very much it's a fictional world with fictional trains. You know, like it or not, man, nothing really does what TSW does. And let's be honest, the Thomas game is going to make numbers. It's going to do numbers, sorry. So, like I said, man, from a business perspective, they're on a flyer. Quite like having a reason to explore the station. I mean, that's completely valid, and I guess it's why like the matter's subjective, right? Like it's not a deal breaker. I don't like close my eyes every time I go past a station to avoid it. But just as we were on the topic of, you know, the sim becoming more and more of a game, I think that's an important part of that. That's definitely a game feature and not a simulation feature. Now, let's say, for example, you could work, as you could do a driver and a conductor, you could work as some sort of station work, station staff, for example, where you just go and do duties as that. Now, if that involved putting up posters, I would absolutely love that. That would make it a lot more acceptable for me to see, you know, empty posters. But because of the way it's been implemented, it doesn't sell it to me personally. ATS and ETS2 don't have any competition, but it's not like studios haven't tried. It's just that those games are just that good. Don't get me wrong, they have a lot of flaws. SES themselves are very flawed in their development and their decision making, in my opinion. But as the games are, they're bloody incredible. Exactly, Jordy. Listen, from a business perspective, there's honestly nothing to say. Honestly, the one thing you could moan about is customer relations, but then the customer base as a whole isn't really serious. Bro, if a couple moans on a forum, a couple moans on a Discord, a couple moans here and there, you get it. There's no actual uproar. And when there has been, in the couple of times there has been an uproar, change was done. You know, it had an effect. But to do something that's going to upset a couple of people and raise a few complaints, but it's going to make you an extra 400 grand a year, as an example, it's a no-brainer. Seem to think that TSW should be good enough to actually train people. Interesting. I mean, one might argue if you're driving something like the Expert 101, that could be a foundation of sorts. I don't know whether maybe like when it comes to like the bug fixing or some sort of specific feature, but as an actual training driver sim, debatable. Although there is a professional version of this, and this is sort of derived from the professional version. So I mean, I guess it depends on the TOC, right? And kind of like how on point they want their sims. But yeah, ultimately, yes, all games are sims, you know? No matter how hardcore, the whole point of somebody playing them is for them to kind of experience their passion, right? Which is fun. Some might call OMSI too hardcore, but everyone that plays it, I think, has fun playing it. Unless you play on Bus Company Sim. I don't understand why this map is not following me. I keep clicking on myself and it just doesn't follow me. I have to press it twice. Did FIFA change, Jordy? How? It always seems to be the same for me. No, I don't think anybody would want 100% realism. No. Bro said I wouldn't step on a train if TSW is used as a training software. As much as we say we want more realism, we actually don't. We really, really don't. But I think there's a way to go about it, you know? There's a way to go about it. TSW does, it does strike a balance, but not, I don't think it's a perfect 50-50 balance. Reading about the Expert 145, it did have me wondering how fun is it going to be if one was to decide to play with, you know, the faults enabled and I mean like the connecting like coupling up and stuff and connecting the hoses. I think that's quite cool. But I think there's only so far you can go until it becomes actual work and not like fun. Sorry? Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Sorry? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Thank you, though. Thank you. So you have a good weekend. You know, I'm actually surprised. He accepted no as a response. Nah, Nabil. Mumbai, never, man. His name was Bernard. He can't be from Mumbai. His name is Bernard. I feel like TSW is like 75 sim. 75 sim? No, absolutely not. I'd say TSW is more like 65 maybe. Pushing it. 65 sim. Although, London. Although I do wonder how much of that is just due to things not being implemented properly. Whether they be features or... You know what, even something like sounds, you know. You'll be surprised how immersive a good sound set could be. Just throw in the GDPR and they hang up. Nah, that one usually is super annoying. Usually it would be a female voice. And they always say that they're calling from the 3 network. I've never been with 3 in my life. Actually, no, tell a lie. I was with 3 when I was in school, secondary school. They were my first like mobile thing. We got to 118 a bill. We're moving. Yeah, but I think the 101 is 75 there on its own. I don't think I'd say like it brings the entire game up to there. I think it's an outlier, and even when the 145 comes, that too will be another outlier. You say no one would want every loco to be like that. A lot of people are very, very, very happy to have that in the game and drive it, you know, accordingly without turning the faults off and stuff like that. I'm very happy to have it in the game. It's just obviously the fact that I don't understand anything that's on the screens and stuff, so I'm looking quite forward to the 145 and the ability to have everything in English through the hidden menu. My aim, if I just wanted to sort of like muck about with trains, I'd play something like Trains, for example, or kind of one of those other games that it's sort of just for fun. Maybe even Derail Valley, although Derail Valley is fairly realistic in its own right. But when I picked up TSW in the first place, I picked it up because it was realistic to me. It was the realism aspect that sold it to me, not the balance, not the fun aspects. It seemed as someone who had never played a train sim before, it seemed very realistic to me. And when I play ETS2 and ATS respectively, I try and mod those as much as possible for the sake of realism. I mod TSW for realism. Never ever ever have I installed a mod on those types of games to make it more fun. Although it is to be more fun, but my sort of what makes it more fun for me is to make it more realistic. So, for example, having a map where it takes 5-6 hours real life time to get from point A to point B. The fun aspect in that for me is that, okay, that's quite realistic. Right, yeah, it's not a 1-to-1 scale, but you're on the road for hours and hours. I do use God mode to advance time, yeah. And I think, you know what, here's the reality of it. When I'm playing alone, I don't. I actually don't use God mode to skip time. Now, let's say something ridiculous, like for example that bug with one of the scenarios on the Riviera line where there's like a half an hour waiting time. Yes, in my alone time, I would definitely also kind of like 4x my way through that. But when I used to play OMSI 2 when I was a teen and I was playing OMSI 2, when I would get to the end of the route, and then there would be a waiting time between then and the next, and when the next sort of run starts, 15-20 minutes, I would literally sit there and either read a newspaper, be on my phone, just take a bit of a break, and genuinely pass that time. Nabil still does it with OMSI. There you go. So I don't do that now, to be completely honest, and I don't know whether that's because my desire to make it extremely realistic is not the same as it was. I don't know whether it's because of like I'm a lot more restricted in time nowadays than I was, when I was younger. I don't quite know, but these days I would just skip something like that. Watch V. Hello, how are you doing? Everyone has their own balance. Yeah, absolutely. And even in saying what makes a game more realistic, what doesn't, how realistic is a game, I think 90% of that conversation is subjective. And ultimately, they could suddenly start releasing ultra-realistic vehicles in TSW, and I might just really hate it, So I think there is also the aspect of everyone wants realism until it's too realistic. I'm not going to want to do a crew change, for example, right? And just sit there waiting, doing nothing, and I can't fast forward the time, I can't skip, etc., etc. I think, yeah, there definitely is a subjective element to it. And again, I use myself as an example. Like I said, there was a time when I would wait that time between runs on OMSI. Now I don't, So, yeah, I don't know. But like in SimRail, for example, since I've been playing it, even on stream, all the waits, I've just been waiting them out. Sometimes it's been 20-30 minutes. I just wait out. I think we had a 40-minute wait either last week or the week before. So, yeah, subjective. Absolutely. If for example, you regularly watch cab rides, or you regularly go out to train spot, or you go and do like rail tours and stuff like that, you're getting more and more. You're almost injecting yourself more and more with the sounds and the experience and the feeling of it all, and then you expect to relive that entire experience virtually, which is never going to happen. Not in that way. And you look at sort of the loud voices on the forums that moan about everything being modern nowadays, and there's not enough BR era content. They just want to relive, They want to relive a time gone. But you're never really gonna, you can represent that, but you're never gonna get the actual experience back. It is nice just to be in a busy railway, and see, you specifically say busy railway because subjective to you, you're a big fan of busy timetables. So perhaps somebody's sort of opinion of realistic might be that to them realism is a busy timetable. But then you've got stuff like the Middle Toolbar and Main Toolbar that aren't that busy, naturally. Due to their nature. Mittenwald the same. Although, for what it is, I do find it fairly busy. Yeah, a realistic timetable is what matters to me as well. I don't care if it's one train an hour, honestly. Would I prefer that? No. But if I know this is as per reality, as per the real working timetable, then absolutely I'm happy with it. That's why sometimes in the bill I'll be playing a route and the bill will be like, are you really having fun? And I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, it's not the most exciting thing, but it's realistic. I had my whole coffee without wincing once. Alright, mate. Where are we actually headed to today? Sorry, La Povka. Oh, we're actually almost there. Oh, that was... Oh, okay. Felt like that passed pretty quickly. I mean, we are 15 kilometers away from Sari, to be fair, but I still feel like that passed quite quickly. I just heard an achievement sound, but I didn't get any achievement. I don't think I've ever driven this train with this livery before. Have you been playing ETS2 then, Nabil? 1.5A? Or ATS? Have you experienced the HUD? And is it as bad as you were expecting it to be? What's your opinion of it, Jordy? Good afternoon, my bot. How are you doing? Welcome. Why didn't I ever think of a setting to turn it back? Yeah. It's a no-brainer. That I can criticize, and I don't really understand why they didn't do that. I mean, it would be a lot to change, to be fair, but I think it should still have been possible, even if it's just the map, you know, the stuff you see while driving, that you can change back to legacy. That's good to hear, man. But I'm doing well myself, thank you, my man. Quite positive today. You can't disable certain elements of the HUD, like the speedometer or the indicators, unless you have a mod to only show the route driver. Really? I thought the stuff on the bottom left was just like optional. That's how it seemed. Maybe my bot, but I feel like if it hasn't come out by now, I don't know if it will. I don't know how deep into like the core one would have to go to bring that back. Show up together with the root. Oh, that's not good. I don't like that at all, because I use the HUD when the truck that I'm driving doesn't have a GPS. I don't need the indicators to show up as well. And that also, Geordie, yeah. Can you, my bots? According to the bill, you can't disable it while you have the GPS open. So what's the process of... like, can you do it without a mod? Because, yeah, we can do it with a mod. But can you do it without a mod? Oh, 100%, Geordie. 100%. Hello, Joe. Yes. I have got the Skoda CD163. How you doing? Yeah, yeah, try that, Nabil, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it works. That is a good point, Nabil. Is that all the mod does? It's not for everyone, Joe. It's not for everyone, my man. You do have to have the ability to just kind of like block it out and just treat it like white noise. Nice one, Geordie. Let's hope you get a win then. Geordie wins, we all win. Every time I think about it, I'm like, you know what, that would be decent just to get a little, you know, whatever 1/1,000,000th of a chance I have. But then I just forget about it. I used to do scratchies every now and again. My boys used to do it back in college, and they would win daily. Like, at the very least, they would make their money back. It was ridiculous. They'd do the £5 ones. Well, everyone gets a sub, isn't it? So there's definitely not 100 people here. So that's the thing, though. Here's the annoying thing about Twitch: you could drop 200 right now, yeah, and there's a chance that multiple people that are here, and I'm sure the concurrent viewership right now is in the single digits still, won't get it. It's ridiculous. Like it spreads gifted subs across everyone that's ever watched. So someone could have watched me for 2 seconds and clicked off 3 years ago. They could get it. Like I've been gifted subs for channels I don't recognize at all. There was 2 female channels that I got gifted subs for last week or 2 weeks ago. Bro, I've never heard of them. At some point, somewhere, I clicked on them. I don't remember when. And because of that, you know, I was gifted it. Whereby I'm pretty certain there's somebody in that chat at the time that didn't get it. Hello, Mr. Henk. How you doing? Your favorite Olympic sport. What would Henk's favorite Olympic sport be? He's Dutch. He likes planes. He likes bikes. He likes cars. What's that ice one where they throw the thing? They slide the thing on the ice and the Canadian guy was cheating because he's pushed it with his finger. No, not ice skating. It's like this big black thing, and then they slide it on the ice, and it has to like go in the right place. Is it curling? Yeah, ice curling. I bought an island in the Caribbean. Uh-oh. Please don't let history repeat itself, Jordy. Are you watching a Dutch team hang? Then it's got to be cycling, isn't it? That's the only thing you guys are good at. Oh, it's actually ice skating. Okay. I did not take you for an ice skating enjoyer. The curling rocks come from one island. Really? Listen, if I was in that business, yeah, exporting them, oh, I'd raise those prices. If I'm the only source. Hey. Charging a few grand per. Granite's perfectly formed for it. But can't they just get granite from like elsewhere and then shape it? It's the only sport we win. Well, I mean, it's not Olympics, but I'm sure you had a great few years watching F1. A full set? What does a full set entail? $16? That's not bad at all. 8 rocks for 1,200 quid. What? Like ready to go? Like formed, shaped, smoothed out, all of that. Just ready, like ready to go straight onto the ice. 1,200 quid. They're not charging high enough. That's a bloody bargain. You got charged for exclusivity. I'm charging minimum 3. What's short track? No, but honestly, exclusivity is like the key to profitability. Making the funny orange bars dance. After Euro Millions are buying a small island in Scotland. Goodness me, Hank, 2014. You guys don't win much, do you, in the Olympics? When you say full podiums, are you talking like all 3 people were Dutch? F6 does indeed work. There you go, boss man. Still does beg the question, why does the mod exist? Maybe that person didn't know. P1, P2, and 3. Okay, that is quite the achievement, to be fair. That is quite the achievement. Something to be proud of. If ASR was here, he would have instantly known from the moment we took this service where the ETCS was starting and ending. WP being Vostrova Palnoch, my bot. No, we're ending here, mate. It's going to disappear anytime now. How nice would it be if we just continued forever? What if the map was just like never ending? I honestly think at some point that's what AI is going to do for us. If it ever stops being abused. You know what? It's been a long time since I've done one of these. Running train sim, no. What is running train sim? Is it another Polish sim? Those seem to be never ending. Anthony. It's not. Is it the one on Unreal Engine? I saw that. I haven't actually watched the video, but I saw it. You know on YouTube when you place your mouse on like thumbnails and it plays parts of the video. I saw it like that. And I thought it was just like a showcase, like an Unreal Engine showcase. Wow, it's a proper game. Okay. Okay, I'll look into that then. I genuinely thought it was just an Unreal Engine showcase. Like, it looks too good to be a real thing. Which makes me worried for 2 reasons. One of them, yeah, I turned it off temporarily. Thank you. One of them being, if truly it does come out that way, performance is going to be dog water. Second issue, or second concern, is that it's going to look nothing like that. I don't think it's going to look like that and run well. Obviously, ideally, that would be great, but we shall wait and see. Your PC runs it. Wait, hold on a second. Is there like a demo out? Honestly, Geordie, bring back the era of games having their own engines, man. That was honestly the peak. It's called, what did you say, Mabot? Running Train Sim. Yeah, Joe. And it looks like, there's a video of it on YouTube. Looks incredible. You get a demo via Patreon and Discord, but nobody's allowed to make videos or streams. Really? So it's publicly available, but not publicly available, basically. That makes me concerned. So you've said already that it runs smoothly and it's as you see it in the video, but it's almost like they're trying to hide something. Yeah, I know. I've turned it off. I've turned it off myself, my bot. I'll turn it back on in a few minutes. I can't wait to go back to sim racing. Not that I have anything against train simming. I don't mean it like that. It's just I've missed it. And I just feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like so myself when I'm racing. I had a blast yesterday on the Nordschleife in AC Eve. I was driving the Audi Quattro, the old school one. Oh man, thing sounds good, drives good. And that Quattro system saved me time and time and time again. Although I never got to complete a lap. Because it's still alpha-like? Nah, man, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. If it was like a private beta, for example, then yeah, I hear it. But it's publicly available. Obviously, as long as you meet those conditions of Patreon/Discord, but publicly available nonetheless. Doesn't make much sense. I meant a lap, Nabil. Sorry, did I not say a lap? I always finish my rounds. You can trust me. An alpha in what sense? Like it's very obviously unfinished. Listen, for some reason, my English just goes down the bin whenever I'm streaming. I really don't understand it. I need to find myself on this map as well. What has happened to it? What on earth is going on with this thing? Why is it all the SimRail maps are just bugging out? I've lost the thing where like you search for trains. Okay, I've got it back by making the map full screen. How does that even make any sense? I will use this 5-minute period that we've got to use the bathroom real quick though. what it is the way the tracks and bed are rendered very realistic. Really? It's the weak points of a lot of games, you know. Subway Sim 2's like track layout is atrocious, absolutely atrocious. And then a lot of, especially in the depot, where there's a lot of switches and junctions, it becomes very obvious that the way they've laid out the track makes no sense. Right, 20 seconds. We've got the green light. SimRail is honestly a huge win in terms of the map. Like, it's one thing it does really bloody well. But man, it's depressing comparing the real life timetables to what we have in the game. And the variation of trains as well. Although, to SimRail's credit, the liveries, like the amount of liveries, is yeah, simply incredible. I keep forgetting to install. There's a mod that brings branding where it doesn't exist, and I keep forgetting to install it. Like I have it. I have access to it. I just keep forgetting to bloody install it for some reason. Frame rate is worse than usual here. I wonder why. There are 4 videos and the last one is very cool. Physics on the bogies are very well made. Two 12-minute routes isn't bad as well for a demo-like experience. What about the environment that the routes are set in? Are they quiet? Like busy? Do they take place in built-up areas, or are they out in the countryside? Questionable eye adaptation, although to be honest I've always had an issue with that in the game. Yeah, 2 12-minute runs, that's what I said. Dense urban environment, and it's smooth. Okay. What are your system specs, my bot? Hello, Mr. Goodness me. China, enjoy your man. I completely missed the 40. I think it's going to go back up to 60. Or you know what, maybe it's not. Got a red anyway. Coming up. You missed the question. What are your system specs? Yeah, the lighting inside the tunnels is really nicely done. Much better than what it used to be. It was actually super, super bright and uncomfortable. But it's the transition from outside to inside and then vice versa that isn't done nearly as well. Also, it would be nice for this station to be a bit more populated, a bit more lively. I mean, I think that goes for most of the stations on here, to be honest. I want to see the controls for the spring brake, so I don't have to keep doing it manually. There is nothing for it. I think maybe I'll do 4 and 5. It's always a wonder when I've got keys that are free. Try harder, I'm so sorry. But I came up with one. What was it? Mr. China Enjoyer. It's the best I can do right now, mate. It's a Friday. Maybe that's the question I should have considered, Nabil. Maybe it just is like that. Okay, so I should have a decent experience with it as well then, my bot. Although, I do play at 4K. Which does tend to be the kryptonite of performance. Your backside didn't enjoy the flight. Skill issue. You don't get your back blown in enough. Why did it spawn me here? Nabil, you're really telling me this looks better than it does in real life? Look how sad it looks. But it looks like it's got a bit of a smile. Now you have, bro. You know what? I'm inclined to agree. It actually doesn't look too bad. I don't know whether it's the colors or what. I think it definitely looks worse in reality. Interesting choice of sleepers. I mean, as long as you make it clear to that customer, Dan, they shouldn't really be mad at you. Oh, whoops. Still got a red signal. Where the hell is this red signal? I can't see it. That was it. How is that meant to be for me as well? Oh, so it's here. Oh my god, I couldn't see it with how bright the lights are. Well, of course, no, you can't do that, but there are other ways to say that. I think changing seasons and real weather also is a plus for SimRail. Oh wait, I thought that yellow... Doesn't that yellow usually always limit you to 40? Guess not. One thing I do like about the SimRail PL map though is that it tells you the current number of drivers and dispatchers on your server. Good day, Jackson. How you doing? Didn't get me with that one, unfortunately. Sorry, mate. That's good. I'm well, thank you, my man. I have watched Top Boy, yes sir. Although honestly, I can't tell you for the life of me. Like, I can't tell you what happens in any of them. I remember bits and pieces. What I didn't like about the last one though was, I mean, to be honest, all of them really, really forced the slang. Like, that's not how, it's not exactly how people from London talk. I don't know why they went, why they tried so hard. No comment. But yeah, it's like you've got people from London acting. Surely they could have said, let's tone it down a little bit, you know? Let's make it a bit more realistic. And even some of the phrases were just so cringe. So cringe. I don't know why they went at it from that angle. From 4 weeks ago, why the delay then? I'd be pissed if I was the customer. 4 weeks. I mean, if I had gotten updates during that time, it wouldn't be too bad. But it's like when a company goes silent on you. Hello, Andres. I do remember you. I'm glad you're still alive. How are you doing? You're too busy. I mean, yeah, but you've got a whole team with you, though, right? Although sometimes, by the things that you say, one does wonder whether it would be better off if it was a one-man team with just you. For what, Nabil? Tell me in the DM. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good, Andres. That's good. How has work been? $46 tickets at the moment. What, waiting to be tended to? I don't know why I get a bigger sense of speed on my, like, looking at this on OBS. Maybe it's because it's more compressed. Like, it looks like I'm going super fast, but then I look here and it's like I'm going fast, but not as fast. Nothing much, Jackson. Nothing much, my man. Just ones that you have in the moment. 11 is updated. Jesus, man. Yeah, bro, don't stress yourself, man. But you see, when you lot get tickets, are they just like available in the pool? And when you guys are like ready to do them, you do them, or are they directly assigned to you. Not really, Jackson. No, I don't feel you. Sorry, boss. One from January, 4 from last week, or this week. That is nuts. Why are you lot so busy during this period? Or is that always the case? Why is that your fault? I mean, to be fair, mate, you can only do what you can do, innit? Like, if you know you're not doing enough, that's obviously one thing. But if you're doing everything in your power to get through them, and to get through them properly, not just like, you know, rush them through just to say, oh yeah, I've done it. If you've done everything in your power, what more can you do? You like to be busy. You also like your half days. Naturally. What is the need to sound the horn there? Oh, there's a crossing here. Oh, the horn didn't seem to help. I mean, be stubborn, be headstrong, be hungry. Just consider whether the cost is worth the result. For example, if it's not affecting your health, be it physically or mentally, or even emotionally. I mean, it's not like you're doing it for your own business, you know? You'll be sweating blood for someone else's pockets. That's the only way to keep learning, mate. It's an important trait to have. Otherwise, we'd be embarrassing yourself. And a lot of people that embarrass themselves with pride barely ever know that they're embarrassing themselves. It's usually everyone else in the room that can see it. There's a particular person at work that I sometimes work with who is very prideful, very prideful. They believe they know it all and their way is the only way. And it's humorous. It's humorous. Because they really don't know it all. And I thought it was only me that had that opinion of him. But I learned recently that they're the laughing stock of quite a few people. But in their minds, they are it, you know? New SES article, the new route advisor, why and how it's evolving. Huh. It's a little bit late to make an article like that, isn't it? Have you gone through it yet? I wonder if there's anything interesting there. Oh really, Dan? No, I don't think you did. Whoa, my name was quite my name for you today was quite on point then. Same thing as last year. Crazy how it's coming up to a year, eh? You see, bro. Those you see when AI does the three adjectives thing, very clear AI thing. Did you see the responses I got when I responded to when I said the article was AI slop? I forgot what it was, whether it was the bus or no, it was Fern bus. Bro, I got so many people onto me, you know, but I didn't know because I didn't have any notifications for it. So many people were on my case, calling me an idiot, saying I didn't know what I was talking about. Even a developer responded. The thing was so clearly AI, so clearly, obviously AI. So I responded to all of them, and no one's responded back. The quality for what, Dan? Adding more and more information into a single panel meant compromises, hidden states, missing feedback, and tabs. Bro, oh man, they don't even try, man. They don't even try. You're going to China for training. Sign me up for your job, boss. I haven't dealt with a single, like, real person, like, dispatcher as in, like, communicators. I haven't communicated with anyone in the game today. This is a foundation, not a fight, bro. Oh man, if you're not used to AI and you hear like a quote like that, or the response being written that way, you'll think it goes hard. That is so, oh man, it really, it shows laziness, man. Even when I've done my videos, yeah, there are a bunch of videos that I've done where I've used AI to help me script the videos. But what I'll do is I'll copy the entire thing that AI's given me and then write it from scratch, but using the information it gave me as like a guide, so you can never tell that I use AI at all. These lot, professionals in a professional space, online, just copy and paste the damn thing. It's ridiculous. Even on the Fernbus article, by the way, under one of the images, it said, image 2, 3, and 4 show this, whereby it was just one image. So obviously they had said something different to AI than what was the end result, but they didn't bother to edit that part. The whole thing was so flawed, and I got people calling me an idiot. Okay. And the dev that responded to me was like, oh, our images are not AI, these are from the game. Who's talking? Bro, did I say the images? No one said anything about the images. Usually, as I understand the term AI slop, as I understand it, it refers to text, not images. The images are fine. We've seen the live stream. We know the thing looks good. Don't worry about the images, bro. You're purposely trying to detract from like the actual problem. Ridiculous. I'm coming to the Nordschleife with my 7-seater in the bill. And this time, because it's going to be mine, I'm doing the exhaust. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm doing the exhaust. I'm going to decat it. Whatever 7-seater I get, I'm decatting it. I don't care about your opinion. I'm decatting a 7-seater. Then I'm going to tune it. Oh, Jordy, stop hating. Listen. I'm gonna end up on YouTube, yeah, and you're gonna see true quality, just flying, just like tires squealing around YouTube corner. You'll see. I'm obviously gonna film it. Even better, I'm gonna get Misha to drive it. I'm going to tell Misha, yo, this is a unique spec. It could be a Vauxhall Zafira. Listen, I'm taking it to Misha and I'm like, listen, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Do a lap with it. He'll love it. He has driven some stinkers. There was a recent video he done of a Subaru. The Subaru stunk. Crappy gearbox, crappy suspension, tires rubbing around every corner. Shifts were taking like 6 minutes. It was overheating. London dad bought a car from the other 2 corners. Yeah, you know what? Low key though, I do have to consider the center of gravity with a 7-seater. It's gonna be fairly easy to tip over. But that's why I need to get Bilstein suspension on it. Bilstein suspension, Brembo brakes. Maybe ceramic brake discs. Ceramic brake discs. Yeah, the lot. Absolutely. Try dealing with a Chinese product that's not fried rice. Jesus Christ. I don't know what to make of that, Dad. I actually don't know what to make of that. Yeah, Geordie, that's the thing. But, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I'm not going to lie, yeah. I did a track day event at Brands Hatch after driving it around on a set of Corsa the night before. I drove a GTR, a Huracan, and a 570S. And I'm not gonna lie, I pleasantly surprised the because there's like somebody with you, like they're called instructors that sit with you in the car. The first one annoyed me because he kept grabbing the wheel, and I couldn't really like drive the way I wanted to. Like, he was very, very nervous. The last two were so cool, man. They just sort of just let me do my thing, and I pushed. Although I got a bit worried because with the McLaren had like, you know, like pedals that like a racing car has, where they're like I forgot the proper name, but they're like based on pressure. They're not like a normal car pedal where like you actually push them in. And so I couldn't really tell how much I was braking. And on the straight, there was like cones to like slow you down. And I was going fairly quickly towards it. And I was trying to slow down the car, and I wasn't really slowing down fast enough. And I did have a bit of a moment where I thought to myself, I'm gonna just crash into the cones. But I somehow got the car under control. And it did help that, because it was obviously a supercar, it kind of goes where you point it. There's not really much in the way of understeer, so that saved me a little bit. But the GTR was amazing. Oh my god, it was my favorite car that day. Because of the torque, you put your foot down, and it's just an experience, man. It was great. Aren't the kids gonna be in the back? Absolutely not. I'm driving that by myself. I'm not even gonna have the wife with me. Anyone that's with me will just end up throwing up, I think. What do you mean you can't legally drive what you have? Dan, the translation of that is you should drive on a track. No, but I genuinely, I think I am gonna like look at tuning it. I do consider how much of a waste of money and time that would be, because like it's gonna be a 7-seater. But it's gotta be fun, right? It's gotta be fun. That's the way I want to go out. Please, Dan, don't go too hard, my man. I still want you around for a little bit longer. What's the forklifts world gonna do without you? Like I said, Nabil, if I could get my hands on one, I absolutely would, bro. I was actually shocked to find out there were 7-seaters. I didn't know until I think last year I needed to rent one to carry family around. And I was looking around on Turo for 7-seaters, and I see that come up, and I'm like, there's no way. But behold, I did a bit of research. They're bloody 7-seaters. Crumble. Apple crumble. Ooh, apple pie is good from McDonald's. I used to like, not hate on it, but, well, yeah, actually, no, yeah, I did used to hate on it. Now I regularly get one as dessert. Well, I usually get an ice cream, but apple pie is a very close second. I never got to try the brownie pie though. I don't even know if they've still got them. The promotions move too fast, man. It's not free. If I worked at McDonald's, it would be free. I need to go for a wee again. How am I going to do endurance races, man? It sounded like it was not. I was saying I usually get I used to get like an apple pie as my dessert. But I get a McFlurry these days. But it depends like what sort of McFlurry it is. Okay. BRB. The only driving license you have is from Legoland. That's enough. Get this man a car right now. Don't get your knickers in a twist. Why do I get apple pie from McDonald's? Because I like it. I do consider it every now and again, Dan, having a piss bottle, but I do like decorum sometimes. I try not to lack that much decorum. I always wanted to go to Legoland for the cars when I was younger, man. No, I've never been. And funnily enough, I've been to Windsor, just never to Legoland. I don't know why we went. It was like a family day out. No idea what the purpose was. What do you mean but voluntarily over ice cream? No, I choose ice cream nowadays. But apple pie is a very close second. And it's nice. Fix your taste buds. It does take some getting used to be fair. But it's nice. Especially when paired with an ice cream. It's even better. Yes, from McDonald's. The only time I've gotten apple anything not from McDonald's. I had an allergic reaction. I got like an apple crumble. Bro, have you had one? Have you had an apple pie from there? First and foremost. Yes, Dan, you do. You know I've never gone out for an Indian. No, just try it, bro. What do you mean, why would I? See, you've never even tried it, and you're disgusted by it. Try it first, boss man. And then if you don't like it, completely valid. See, I told you it's normal, bro. It's normal in this part of the world. An Indian, a Chinese. But if you use it for anything else, it then sounds weird. The German mind cannot comprehend the British order. Or Irish, for that matter. Nabil, try it, and then get back to me. I don't want to hear your opinion until you do. Bloody typing it in chat. What, apple pie? What do you mean when they first came out? It's not a mixtape. Okay, oh wait. That's crazy. I didn't even know. I didn't even know the release date of the apple pie, the McDonald's apple pie. I think it's worth giving another go. Like I'm not here saying they're godly. Yeah, just that they're pretty good. Re-released. The only thing I want to try from there is the Szechuan sauce. They brought it back. I should have tried it when they brought it back, man. Rick and Morty opened my eyes to it. I actually hear it, Nabil. I see the vision. The funny thing is that mod is probably like really good. Actually, no, it uses soundpad, isn't it? I don't really rate anything that uses soundpad. Would be great to know how, before even announcements officially came into the game, people had made them a thing. Models are just incredible, man. Incredible human beings. Why is that so quiet?
Of course, things have been going too well.
Why is it really quiet? You know what? I'd love to know where that last bit comes from. It sounds like a disaster happened on stream.
Can't give us some financial support. Okay, please give us a credit, and we will give you back money after the war.
Bro, that video you sent was so funny, man. Seeing it live in action. Exactly how I expected it to be. I'm gambling with the idea of not sleeping today before my shift. Or should I say flirting with the idea? Yeah, reaction stream tomorrow. Finally remembered to post it. Randomly. She's doing good, thank you, Dan. She's doing alright. Soldiering through. There is a service, a passenger service that we're catching up to. It's going to slow us down soon. Is there any content that you guys specifically would want to see regarding the East Coastway remaster? And the 171 and the timetable. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to assist with that, Geordie. However, there might be one for the might have to be a members only, sorry, subscriber only stream. I'm not free. Or I might just have to reserve that one for the summer.
I'm very honest. Give us 2 months of ceasefire, we will go to elections. That's it.
Look at that, no echoes, no nothing. Solid. I'm not sure about guns, more slingshots I think, but you know. You'd like to see the ones, well, you're going to see the 171. You're going to see the 171. From what I'm planning to do is record a run with the 171, record a passenger experience with the 171, maybe record the should you buy. I'd need to look at the details about pricing before I do that. I might do a should you buy. $12.99 in the UK, and that's 171 plus timetable, right? Okay. Cool. Thing is, I'm thinking, when am I gonna have the time to do it? Because I mean, I could record a 171 run today. Passenger experience I can do. That's quite easy. I just do that while I go and have dinner or something, and just let it run. Should you buy? So I'm gonna need to record footage, write a script, or at least write a template, like not a template, but like points to talk about, and then edit, and then upload. It's a bit more time consuming, and I don't really have time because I would want it to be out. Is there a public release date? You haven't seen one, okay. I don't know if I'll get the, because I would like to the should you buy it to come out the day before the release, so that by the time it comes out, people already know whether it, you know, is for them or not. could release it afterwards, but then I feel like it loses like 90% of its value. Yeah, that one's 50-50. 171 run I'll record like even after the stream. Get that over and done with. Super easy, so there's nothing really to edit. I need to cut from the beginning and the end. Passenger experience, the same thing. So those two will definitely be out the day before release. I mean, the thing is, sometimes I do wonder if there's even a point in bothering. I was having a think yesterday. I thought to myself, maybe I'm just like meant to just stream. But I do make an effort to make like informative videos, and they just won't really get many views. Question whether it's worth the time spent on them. Like the one I made, like my sort of apology video. That one is very important, very, very, very important. Wasn't really a benefit to anyone. Uploading the you know what, I was doing that for a while, you know. Well, towards the end of when I used to stream OMSI quite often, I did it. So I've got like a bunch of OMSI live streams as videos. I've got a bunch of LMU streams as videos. But the thing is, the streams are just up there anyway. When it comes to YouTube, like they don't really need to be uploaded as videos. But I think maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a benefit to doing that, right? Yeah, yeah. But the videos in the streams in video form might attract viewers that wouldn't normally watch the streams, maybe. I also need to look into maybe doing a creating another Twitch channel, or even on this one, where when I'm not live, it just plays my previous live streams. I just don't know how people do that. Really? Why? What was the reason? A lot of big streamers do that. I saw one today that popped up on my Twitch homepage. Did he make an effort to resolve it? Because I'm sure if he got through to like Twitch customer support or whoever, could have been cleared up. I wonder if it was even a real person that rejected it, or just an AI. That's ridiculous. So there shouldn't be any problem doing it on this channel then. By just making it clear in the title so people don't get confused. I would say with confidence it was probably an AI response, which really sucks. Really, really sucks. I think YouTube has that issue as well. Fortunately, I've never had to deal with it. interesting to see autumn colors in February. That also just turn black as you approach them. Congratulations, Hank. They've made you proud. I'm going to play some TSW after and record what I need to record. I wanted to play some GTA earlier and didn't really have any time to, so I'll play some GTA. Hopefully fit some sim racing in before I go and leave. ESLs doing the classic. Show up at the beginning with the stream, disappear until the end, and then come back. Love to see it, man. You're lying, you ain't been lurking, bro. But I appreciate you coming back. How's work been, boss man? At some point you're gonna see me, bro, I'm telling you. What? How come? Oh, happy belated, bro. Smooth. Make the most of it, man. Did you do anything particular or just enjoying your time off? Yeah, that's how it usually is, man. That's how it usually is. But then you take too long off, and then you just don't know what to do with yourself, and then you start looking forwards to going back to work and getting back into the habit of that. Is it Ostrava power notch that we disappear? Yeah. Hopefully we'll smooth for the next 25Ks. What, your work cycle or the cycle of going off and then wanting to go back? Bro, life would be so boring, man. I clocked it. Life would be so boring. Look what COVID did to people. And that was like my dream as well. That COVID period was my dream. I think maybe if I had the things I wanted to have, I would have like enjoyed it more. But I did start getting bored. Trains are always so empty, man. The fact that we still don't have free cam yet is criminal. If I go full time, you're not going to see me again. It's either I have my life or I work full time. Like for real. It's not even an exaggeration. The way the shifts work, if you work full time, you don't have a life. You live, you wake up. For what? It's a hard proposition to accept. At most, I think I would do like weekday part-times. Don't think I could commit to full-time, man. I mean, I could. I absolutely could. But to neglect everything else... it's asking too much of me, man. And it's crazy because if I was to work full time, man, I'd be so comfy, like financially. I'd be so comfortable, man. So comfortable. Everything that I want to do now, I'd be able to do, and more. But at the cost of my life. Yeah, it's dead, man. It's dead. And like with the way TFL works, it's like I'll be real, man. Like there are some stations where, say like there's 3 or 4 of you there, you would take like, you would sort of like switch, like one of you would go off for a bit, half an hour, maybe even an hour, while the others are out, and then you keep like swapping. So like if there's 3 of you, you'd go off for an hour, then you'd be on for half an hour, and go back for an hour. No, sorry, you'd go back. No, how was it done? Basically, you'd end up working like you'd end up actually working like 4 hours. So and even during the times when you're actively working, you're chilling. You're chilling. I'm not gonna lie, it's chill. Like it's a dream job. Do you know what I'm saying? And if it was just consistent shifts, man, it would be fine. But the fact that not only is it the time difference, like you said, but one day you're working here, 1 week you're working here, the next week you're working there, the next week you're working in a completely different place, possibly the next week you're working in a different place again. After this run, the bill. So it's mad. If I was, single, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I wouldn't think twice. I really wouldn't think twice. But then again, I got to bear in mind, Sundays are very important to me. It's very important to me that I go to church. So I think even if I was single, because of that, I can't guarantee that my Sundays are free. And it's not as, you don't even work like all like every Sunday, but I think you would do them quite regularly. I wouldn't want to commit to that. I really don't know why it's the way it is. I'm very certain you'd have people happy to work set hours of set days. I'm sure there are people that mornings they'd be very happy to do the morning shifts, others very happy to do the afternoons, others very happy to do the evenings. Why there's this weird thing, I don't know what the purpose of it is. I really don't know what the purpose of it is. Soon, Bill. Vostrova Power Notch is our last destination, so we'll get to that and then obviously drive a little bit more, and then it should end in the next 5 minutes. No, there's like base. There's a base area, but an area can have. It could. You know what? I'm pretty sure there are areas that have 1 station, and then there are areas that have 6. And you could be put anywhere in that area. Anywhere in London is crazy, but that's if it's understaffed. So it's almost like a bit of a gamble, but would I be right in saying it's unlikely that it would happen? Whereas with us, you're rotated in. Like that's actually your shift that you do at a different station. It works for some, it works absolutely amazingly for some, and if this was like 2021, or to be honest, any time prior to 2022, man, it would have been perfect for me. Perfect. But, yeah, nah. I don't think that's for me anyway. I don't think it's a coincidence that I got the job when I did. The timing of it was very specific. Very precise.
I'm very honest. Give us 2 months of ceasefire, we will go to elections. That's it.
I need to get used to that one. Oh, this thing has LZB. I just noticed. That's what the screen, the little thing is to the right of the screen. Oh, mad. There's also that. Yeah. Ah, that's dead, man. Again, there are some people that it would work for, and others it just won't. I'm part of the latter. Yeah, but it's not consistent. You're not in the same place every time. That's the sucky part. No, I don't, because that would leave me baffled, because I'm not going to remember this conversation. And like on the regs, there'll be someone that you just look at and just like nod, because they'll just be looking at you weird, just be staring. So I'll just nod at them, and then they nod back. So I won't even be able to differentiate you from the masses. Absolutely not, Nabil. Well, you can, my friend. No, I'm not gonna be paro. I'm not gonna be paro, man. Oh man, I needed that. Jesus. On British Road, dream on, my man. Dream on. Right, I'm gonna leave it there. Bit too late, but appreciate it, man. I'm gonna leave it there. Reaction stream tomorrow. Be there or be square. I'll see you guys then. Have a lovely rest of your Friday. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.
Give us 2 months of ceasefire, we will go to elections. That's it.
Stay safe. Health is wealth. Until the next one. Peace out.